Hi everyone, welcome back to the Raven Oracle with Monique. It's always lovely having you here. Welcome to my subscribers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. If my energy resonates with you and you feel that what I have to say just touches your heart, I always just let Spirit do all the talking while I bring up the tarot cards. So just, if it does resonate with you, then consider subscribing. Okay, so I have pre-shuffled all the cards. We are going to get going with your reading for the week of the 23rd of June and to the 29th. So it's like nearly the end of the month again. And then we head into July. So yeah, just let's see what Spirit has for us. Things are a little chaotic in the world at the moment, but Spirit has been trying to draw your focus back to yourself, to your inner world, to what's going on with you as an individual. So it is very important that, you don't get distracted too much by what's going on in the world. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it brings up fear. It brings up insecurity, feelings of insecurity. You're not sure about what the future is going to bring. So let's see what Spirit is going to say to you this week. I'm just going to draw a 4-card spread again. Then I'm going to confirm it with another few tarot cards. And then I'll end with some oracle cards for you. All right. So let's get going. The first card I'm drawing for you is your current energy. Where do you find yourself at right now in this week as you're watching this? And the card I drew for you is the Ten of Pentacles. So it is a lovely card. It is a card of completion. It is a card of reaching the end of a journey where you've established yourself, your legacy. It's almost like a retirement card as well, where you've worked a lot in your life to bring about the things that you really desire for yourself, that you really want for yourself, that is bringing you joy. You can see the fruits of your labor paying off. If you haven't quite reached this stage yet, this energy is abounding right now though. So you could be thinking about it. You could be feeling like, or making up your mind right now that this is what you want to achieve for yourself. And this is the legacy that you want to leave behind for your generation, the generations that are going to come after you. It is a lovely card of maturity. So, looking at your life, looking at your circumstances, your relationships with greater maturity and understanding and knowledge that you've gained over a lifetime, no matter how young you are. It doesn't matter, and I say young, okay, because age is all got to do with the head, and your energy never ages, your spirit never ages. You stay young forever, you stay eternal. So also just keep that in mind, that as you're planning your life, to just be filled with that same infinite, wonderful, youthful energy, okay? So guys, yes, so this is you. Some of you could be looking into how can I set up my life so that when I reach the end of my life cycle, as I'm getting into my older years, these are the things that I want for myself. These are the things that I want to achieve. And it is always wise to plan, to plan ahead, to have things on the side that you can go back to, that you can draw on, like your pension, like savings, whatever that is. But let's look and see what Spirit has to say. I'm actually quite curious to see what else Spirit has. The next card is your challenge. It's in the challenge position, or something that you might not be seeing, something that you might not have considered while you are making all these plans. And I do have the 8 of Swords. So the 8s always in tarot are the self-empowerment. It's a self-empowerment number, but it's also a number of infinity, the 8. So and that is, the 8 is always talking about abundance and expansion, and it's also talking about your life, what you want to achieve in your life, and the growth and expansion that you are creating for yourself. So because this is in the challenge position, what I see in this card, you can see how tied up she is. You can see how she's blindfolded and she's got ropes wrapped around her, but those are self-imposed. Those are thoughts, because we are talking about the swords here. Those are your thinking at the moment is causing distress. First of all, it's causing fear and doubt. You seem to be very focused on the outside environment at the moment, and that's why I think I said what I said at the beginning of the video, was that, you know, when you focus on what's going on on the planet at the moment, there's so much chaos, there's threat of war, there's danger, there's, you know, all this, you just don't know what's happening. You know, volcanoes are exploding left, right, and center. You know, and you kind of get the sense that things are falling apart. But Spirit is here to remind you that most of that is just, when it comes to you as an individual, those things don't have to affect you unless you allow them to. So that is why this 8 is a self-empowerment card. You have the power to decide what to think. You have the power to decide, am I going to think thoughts of fear and feeling like I'm imprisoned, like I'm oppressed, suppressed, that I can't see a way forward, that life isn't going the way I want it at the moment. And the last thing you're feeling like is this 10, where you reach ultimate attainment and everything that your heart desires, and establishing wealth and prosperity for yourself. Okay, you can't see it at the moment. That's why it's in this position. Some of you are very blind to the truth. And when I say the truth, I'm talking about that deep knowing within you that is trying to get a message up to you, okay, to tell you things aren't as bad as they seem. If this woman had to take off her blindfold and cut herself free on the swords, okay, by using her mind the way it's meant to be used, all right, with her intelligence and her her cunning, is a word I keep getting, cunning. Like, cunning is like being savvy about the plans that you're making, being clever about what you want to do with your life. And you can see at the top here, there's a castle on the hill here, right behind the swords. Castles in tarot are always talking about wealth and prosperity. This is also, it looks like he's in some kind of castle, you know, in a property that's got walls up, and, you know, this is a card of security as well. So what I'm getting from Spirit is that some of you are way too focused on the things that are bringing you doubt and fear, and are keeping you, making you feel like there is no future, there is no way forward, you can't see it, okay? And that's because you have blinded yourself with untruths and illusions. Yes, you can see on the TV that there is protests and riots going on everywhere. Yes, you can see that volcanoes are blowing up everywhere. Yes, you can see that there's the threat of like something happening in the north with all the wars and the attacks and things going on. But Spirit is asking you, what is your personal life situation like? And that is the only thing you should be focused on. Don't worry about the external until it starts affecting you, like, directly, okay? Until then, you are responsible for continuing to create the life that you want, establishing the life what you want. And it begins with your thinking. It begins with you deciding, I am not going to allow this chaos to affect my personal life. I'm still going to plan. I'm still going to, so now, for example, you're looking at studying at a particular university. I'm still planning on going to that university. I'm still planning my life. I'm still want to get married and have children and grow. And that is the only thing that you need to be focused on. Your prosperity, your growth, your legacy, your wealth, your abundance. This is all you need to be focused on. All right. You know, I kind of get that whole, look, personally, I don't think in our lifetime, okay, all of us that are alive right now, I seriously doubt the planet Earth is going to end up in like a Hollywood movie, a post-apocalyptic thing. I really don't think that that's going to happen for you in this lifetime. Who knows what the future brings, but that is not for us to know. It's not for us to know, right? But because of the messages that have been coming in from Spirit for the last few months, Spirit has trying to get this understanding through to all of us that the only thing that we need to be, and I put this in inverted commas because it's not the literal meaning, the only thing that we need to be worried about or concerned about is our own lives and what we are creating for ourselves in our immediate environment. And that includes relationships, your job, your money. You know, what are you doing to create the perfect life for yourself? And you need to continue focusing on creating the perfect life for yourself. All right. Don't allow the outside in. The discipline, the decision to set yourself free from fear and doubt is in your hands. She can cut the ropes off against the sharp swords. She can remove her blindfold and she can see, look how low this water is. They're not crashing waves around her threatening to destroy her at any moment. Okay, so that is why I keep saying those threats that you're feeling are merely illusions, unless you let the fear in and then you create the thing that you don't want. Okay, right. The next card I'm drawing for you is an outcome card, something that you're moving towards. All right, and now what I have here for you is the Six of Cups. Sixes, again, are reminding you, I did say this in the beginning, hey, focusing on reminding you of your youthful, your energy. Oh yes, I did. Sorry, I've done a few readings today, so I'm trying to remember. Remember I said that your energy, your spirit, your inner being is infinite. Your who you really are, your divinity, okay, is infinite. That means it's forever young. And you need to focus on that to create this, okay? All right, and not create this fear, this doubt, stuff that ages us, okay? All right, so this card, because it's in the outcome card, Spirit is saying, look at all these wonderful gifts, these opportunities to create that emotional fulfillment that you want. And this is all going to come from the divine. It's all going to come from you inhabiting your youthfulness, reminding yourself who you are, how powerful you are, how incredibly robust you are. You are an infinite being first, okay? And you are living in this, yes, this human form is finite, but the fact that you are filled with the power of the universe shouldn't be driving it shouldn't be driving you. The human part, the fear, the doubt, the ego, the programming, looking around, watching the news, the bad news all the time, okay? That is not what you should be focusing on. You should be focusing on your infinite being that is able to do anything that your heart desires, to create anything that your heart desires, no matter what is going on in the world around you. All right, this Six of Cups, the sixes, balance, harmony, excuse me, a bit of a dry throat, balance, harmony, creating security. Does a child who has a wonderful home life, do they ever worry about who's going to feed them and look after them and pay their bills and wash their clothes? Do they ever worry? No. That is why Spirit reminds you, you are being taken care of. You are blessed. You are receiving, look at all these beautiful white flowers in the cup as well. It is that acceptance, that innocence, that trust, that faith in your God, whoever that infinite power is to you, that higher power is to you, that faith that you have, that you are going to be taken care of for the rest of your life. And while you are being taken care of, you are creating the legacy that your heart desires above all other things. And that includes money, relationships, job, or whatever, pension, having enough money, okay, to retire on, that kind of thing. All right, so what I get from this card is a definite gift from the divine. The divine is offering you a way out. The divine is reminding you to continue to inhabit your fearlessness, your trust, your faith, that everything is going to be okay, that everything is going to be taken care of. Opposite of this, opposite of the Eight of Swords, okay? So focus on receiving these gifts. Look around you and see the good in your life. Look around you and see the beautiful things, the beautiful people, the beautiful environment, the things that make you happy, the things that bring you joy. You know, treating life, seeing life again through the eyes of your youthful, infinite, childlike innocence. That is what Spirit wants you to focus on, and not the Eight of Swords energy. Okay, and the cups are that it's your emotions, it's allowing flow, bringing harmony, love, and balance back into your life, which is what all the sixes are. So this is the outcome. Look at this beautiful yellow, you know, abundance, joy, peace, tranquility. This is what Spirit is offering you. Spirit is saying that emotional stability, that emotional happiness and joy is available to you. That joy that you had as a kid, that nothing was impossible for you, that is what's available to you. Okay, right, final card just for this row, for the 4 rows, is also just something that, you know, you haven't considered, or just that little bit of extra information, I think, just looking at the card. So I've got the 2 of Pentacles here. So now remember what I said about this card again, that if she had to take her blindfold off, she'd see how still the waters are. Look how low, it's like low tide. There's no dangerous waves or storms or anything like that happening around her. It's all an illusion. It's all in her head. Okay, and she would see that if she just had to remove it. So you would see that things aren't as bad as they are if you truly decide to stop believing in the illusion that life is chaotic. Okay, when none of that is actually anywhere near you right now. What I get from the twos are also again about balance. Okay, obviously, and it's got to do with your material world, the Pentacles. So finding balance, finding stability. This is what you are after. This is what you're going after. But the stormy seas at the back here that are tossing the ships about, they're also not anywhere near this character. You know, the character's kind of looking at the sea doing this, and he's feeling off kilter, but it's an illusion because look, he's standing on stable, solid ground. Okay, so again, Spirit is reminding you that the chaos that you seem to be feeling is all around you and being out of control is an illusion. It's not real. Okay, it's not really coming anywhere near you. And this is what you need to grasp. Look at the infinity sign again. Okay, here's the 8 again. Okay, the self-empowerment. Your finances, your future is in the hands of the divine. That's what the divine is reminding you about in this card. Trust the divine to balance you out. Trust the divine to keep you steady and stable in whatever decisions you make for your life. Okay. I'm just going to draw. I have shuffled these cards, pre-shuffled. I'm just going to draw confirmation cards. So we do have the death card, okay, which is a fantastic card of rebirth. So the death could be the death of those illusions, those things that you're thinking are going to destroy you and bring you physical death. All right, but this card is speaking about a complete ending to perhaps the way you're thinking about something, the way you're feeling about something. That needs to die. The thing that is keeping you trapped, making you feel like you're a victim, making you feel like you're being attacked, that part of you has to die so that the sun can rise again. You can see the sun. Sorry, I'm just looking at the card. The sun is rising up here, okay? The sun is coming up. These people have died a spiritual death and they are rising up to a brand new rebirth. That is what the death card is about. The death card is an absolute ending to bring about an absolute brand new beginning. And this is the kind of thing that you need to be pursuing. You need to be killing off the old stuff, okay, the negative stuff, the fears, the doubts, the worries, and you should be focusing on your establishing yourself, maybe even going completely back, because we are talking about rebirth here. When you start like as a baby, as a child, with that innocence, that faith, that trust in the divine. Okay, maybe that's what Spirit's actually reminding you of when there is a rebirth, a start over. all right? You have the childlike innocence. You remember how fearless and infinite you are, and that nothing is impossible. Right, final card, the Three of Pentacles. I love this for the ending of your tarot reading because this is a card about creation. It is about creating the reality you want. It is about following the plans to establish your legacy and continuing to follow those plans and not fearing it, trusting that you have help. Sometimes it depends on the reading, but sometimes when I do a reading that has the Three of Pentacles, sometimes these characters here, the two people that are holding up the plans, that's like your divine family, your angels, your spirit, your guides, your higher self, God, whoever that is, that are showing you the plans and reminding you this is the path that you need to follow. These are the plans that we agreed upon so that you can continue to create that reality. And remember, we've got the archways. So it's talking about stepping through into that new reality, creating that path that is going to take you through and creating this beautiful life that you want, this legacy that you want. Okay, but it is up to you. Remember, you are the master creator at the end of the day. All right, guys. So I'm going to draw from the Mystic Reading deck. Good fortune, invite magic in. I get this from this card and from the Six of Cups, actually. Okay, invite the magic in. Do you remember, can you remember as far back as being a child? Were you ever limited in your imagination? Do you ever think that something was impossible? No, because you weren't cynical. You weren't affected by living life and life circumstances and situations and responsibilities and the burdens of life. You didn't have any of that as a child, okay? So this card is urging you to return to this magic of joy and happiness and being filled with excitement about life again. That's what I get very strongly from Spirit. Spirit wants you to get excited about life again. But you know that happy, joyful, woohoo, everything's exciting, like a child does. All right. So, and don't be afraid. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can still behave like a child. Why not? Okay, last word from the Psychic Reading deck. Bag of Marbles. Every time this card comes up, I just get the word choice. There is so much choice. There is so many opportunities that are waiting for you to grab hold of, okay, and to create, and the legacy that you want, to make money, to create that new reality, to create the joy and the happiness and the abundance that you so desire for your life. There are many opportunities, and I think that's why this card came up. I'm looking at the number. It's a 4. So 4s, again, are about balance, harmony, finding your footing, stability. This is what you're after. Look out for these opportunities is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Look out for them. They are coming. There are many, all right? Keep your heart open. Trust, keep your faith going, receive it like a child with all the excitement and joy within you. All right, I'm going to leave it there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. I think I put it in that order over here. All right, go and catch your weekly readings. It should be popping up now, the playlist next to me. And guys, please, I'd love to hear from you. Please comment, tell me how your week has gone. Tell me what's going on in your life. And if you need any other help or advice, there is an email address in the description box that you can contact me personally, and I will see you in your next reading. Okay, bye.